Wait, hold on. Rewind. Play that clip back. The hazing is over with. 6 months. That's the number. That's the timestamp. That's the receipt, sitting in the middle of a Twitch stream on a random Saturday afternoon while a 4-year-old kid asks for chicken nuggets and a slushie in the background. Johnathan Jr, the one you know as Blueface, is on camera telling Nevaeh Akira she passed. Congratulations. She made it through the trial. And somewhere between I'm turning in my player's card and we're going to the nail shop, he's officially calling her his girlfriend on stream. First time. On record. In front of everybody. Real quick, if you're going to sit with this one, hit that tap the subscribe, flip the bell, so the next case doesn't get buried in your feed. The paper on this one is thicker than it looks. Ride with it. Here's what the surface says. Rapper announces girlfriend on stream. Cute. Wholesome adjacent. Kid calls him dad. Everybody laugh. Move on. But if you've been keeping the timeline, and we have, the announcement isn't the story. The word hazing is the story. The 6 months is the story. And the part nobody's connecting yet is what he was doing during those 6 months and what a specific tattoo on a specific chin has to do with it. We'll get there. Stay locked. The dry version for the timeline, Johnathan Jr, released from Lancaster State Prison on November 2nd, 2025, after serving roughly 14 months of a 4-year sentence for a probation violation tied to a 2021 assault case Hot 97. Within weeks, he introduces Nevaeh Akira publicly. On December 17th, 2025, she gets his government name, Johnathan, with the extra H tattooed under her chin on Instagram Live XXL. Days later, his mother Karlissa Saffold Harvey and Nevaeh nearly come to blows at a welcome home party hosted by streamer N3on in Los Angeles. February 22nd, 2026, pregnancy announcement on stream The Shade Room. Gender reveal follows. Name reveal follows. Baby boy. Solar Porter. Government name, Johnathan Jr. Now, girlfriend title, official. On stream. In March. Okay, so, let's actually put the paper on the table. Piece 1. The Twitch stream itself. The exact wording from the clip. Today's official date. I'm not single no more. The hazing is over with. I just put you through a little hazing phase. You made it. Congratulations. That is the receipt for the girlfriend title. Not a magazine cover. Not a press release. A 20-minute Twitch stream where he's putting socks on her feet and their 4-year-old is fighting over an iPad in the background. Piece 2. On December 17th, 2025, roughly 6 weeks after his release, Nevaeh Akira went on Instagram Live and revealed a fresh tattoo of the name Johnathan under her chin. Complex reported the same day that when he asked what inspired the ink, she credited the relationship complex. XXL logged the timestamp and the spelling with the H on their Twitter. Face tattoo before girlfriend title. Read that sentence again. Piece 3. HotNewHipHop, March 3rd, 2026. Karlissa Saffold blocked after Blueface and Nevaeh Akira's gender reveal. His mother publicly blocked. The same mother who months earlier, per Complex reporting, was in a physical altercation with Nevaeh at the N3 on-hosted Welcome Home event. Piece 4. Yahoo Entertainment covered the follow-up. Blueface publicly stated on stream that he and his mother would never have sex, a line that reads as a joke until you clock that it was a direct response to Karlissa's framing of Nevaeh's proximity to her son. The team is not touching that quote further. It's on the record. It stands where it stands. Piece 5. Jaidyn Alexis, his fiancée of record as of October 2023, mother of 2 of his kids, confirmed in a New Year's interview covered by HotNewHipHop that the engagement is no longer happening. The order matters. Engagement quietly canceled. Then chin tattoo. Then pregnancy. Then girlfriend title. Okay, that's pass 1. That's just the paper. Now, let's overlay it. November 2nd, 2025, release. 6 weeks later, face tattoo. 3 months after that, pregnancy confirmed on stream. 6 months from release, girlfriend title on stream, framed as a hazing period she passed. Count the calendar. That is not a slow relationship. That is a schedule. And the schedule maps to something else. The complex piece from March 2026 caught a detail that keeps getting missed. Blueface framed the pregnancy announcement on the same stream where he said he'd cut her from the roster. That's the seam. That's the place the story doesn't stitch. Cut from the roster and pregnant with a Porter Jr. Those two announcements landed inside the same broadcast window. The team went back and reread that sequence twice because it doesn't scan on first pass. Cut, pregnant, Solar Porter, girlfriend, all inside the same 3-week arc. Wait, back up, this part's the part. The word roster. That is the operating vocabulary. He's not saying we broke up. He's saying cut from the roster. A roster is a lineup. A roster is a business. A roster is something you rank, promote, demote, cut, sign. The stream chat has been using that word for over a year. He's been using that word for over a year. So, when the girlfriend title lands, inside a system that has publicly categorized women as roster spots, the title itself becomes a management decision. Not a feeling. A promotion. Skeptical read on that? Fair. Somebody's gonna say, chill, it's Twitch, it's stream lingo, it's not that deep. Maybe. Maybe some of it is bit. But the timing is doing work the bit can't explain. The engagement quietly ended. The tattoo landed inside 6 weeks of release. The mother got blocked after the gender reveal. Those are 3 separate events. Together they read as a reorg, not a romance. Real talk though, the team is willing to concede one thing. Nevaeh's 4-year-old son, referred to on stream as superior, appears genuinely bonded to him. That's on camera. That's not a bit. The Shade Room clocked her calling him, blessed to have him as a co-parent to their unborn baby and bonus dad to her son. The Stepfather of the Year bit inside the stream, however sarcastic, is landing on top of something real. That part isn't schedule. That part is texture. Now zoom in. Magnifier lens. One frame from a stream that's been chewed up in clip form all week. Nevaeh pauses to catch a comment. A viewer asks, "Are you getting a DNA?" And he waves it off. No, probably not. I'm not worried about a DNA. Read that sentence twice, because the same rapper on the Jason Lee show a couple months earlier sat down and doubled down on the position that Karlissa Malone's son, the one publicly known as Johnathan Jr, is not biologically his, and that he'd taken a DNA test in December 2023 to prove it. Same man, same platform pattern, 2 different postures. On Karlissa's kid, I got the test, that's not mine. On Nevaeh's kid, I'm not worried about a test. That is the receipt the algorithm can't fake. The word DNA comes out of his mouth like a punchline about one child and like a shrug about another inside the same 6-month window. Somebody in the comments has to know if a paternity test has actually been filed or if he's just talking on stream, because every search the team ran on that specifically came back dry. Second, magnifier. The language he uses in the girlfriend announcement itself. Watch what he does with the phrasing, "I'm turning in my player's card. I don't want to be a player no more. I'm off the market." That is not the vocabulary of a man discovering love. That is the vocabulary of a man ending an inventory. Player's card. Market. Roster. It's the same word family over and over. The auditor in us wants to file this under reorganization of business interests, Q1, fiscal year 2026. Third, magnifier, the exact business timing. Karlissa Malone posted in November 2025 that she was done communicating with Blueface after he once again denied paternity of their son Shade Room via IG. Weeks later, girlfriend title on stream with Nevaeh. Read the calendar. Public exit from one narrative, public entry into another. Not saying that's cause and effect, saying the paper reads like a handoff. Now, the framing war, because outlets ran this 3 different ways this week. HotNewHipHop framed the announcement as a legitimate relationship milestone, leading with the phrase Blueface and Nevaeh Akira confirm they're expecting first child together, and treating the girlfriend title as an evolution of an already established partnership. Okay, that framing was complex. Actually, HotNewHipHop went a different direction. They leaned on the roster/cut angle. XXL kept it dry. Event, date, quote, image, no editorial. And the Shade Room ran the pregnancy piece emotionally, quoting Nevaeh's, own words about being blessed, and letting the audience decide. 3 outlets. 3 verbs. Confirm. Cut. Blessed. Same 72-hour window. The verb tells you who each outlet's audience is. Somebody's going to push back and say, the loudest counter-narrative in the comment section is that this is a genuine growth moment, that he came out of prison a changed man, that Nevaeh is the stabilizing figure, that the hazing language is just how he talks and shouldn't be read as strategic. And honestly, give that read one full beat of respect. Prison changes people. Kids change people. It's possible. But the paper doesn't quite support the growth narrative. A man who has publicly disputed one child's paternity on a major podcast, whose mother he publicly blocked after the gender reveal, whose fiancée quietly disappeared from the picture between prison and now, is not a man mid-growth arc. He's a man mid-reorganization. Those are different verbs. All right, let's say the part the press keeps softening around the edges. The mainstream read is that this is a love story with a rough opening chapter. The team's read is different. This is loyalty economics running in real time, and the ledger is public. Look at the incentive structure. Nevaeh got the chin tattoo before the title. That is a receipt she gave first. She hosted the pregnancy inside the same stream where he was still talking roster. She stayed through the mother altercation. She stayed through the Jason Lee footage where he laughed at abortion questions BT via TikTok. Every one of those is a debit against her. He, meanwhile, has offered a title. On stream, framed as her passing a test he was giving her. That is not a balanced ledger. That is one party paying up front for delivery of an item that costs the other party nothing to produce. And it's on brand. The Cruzia Malone era playbook ran the same way. The ink came first, the drama got streamed, the loyalty got publicly demanded, and the title got dispensed and revoked according to what was useful that week. Somebody's going to push back and say this time is different because there's a baby. But there was a baby last time. There is currently a baby whose paternity he is publicly denying on a Jason Lee couch. The presence of a baby has never been the load-bearing wall in this specific man's decisions. Here's the sharper version. The girlfriend title dropped on a Saturday afternoon Twitch stream in between putting on socks and shopping for nails is the cheapest possible way to convert Nevaeh's investment into public commitment. It costs him nothing. It costs a Twitch chat message. It costs the word official. And it comes with the built-in exit ramp of a stream where he simultaneously joked, "Watch, let's see if y'all catch me cheating." That is not a wedding vow. That is a term sheet. The mother angle is the tell. Karlissa Saffold Harvey, a woman who has been a public figure inside her son's career for years, gets blocked after the gender reveal. Read the sequence. Mother in altercation with girlfriend. Mother reacts publicly to gender reveal. Son blocks mother. That is not a son picking his partner. That is a son eliminating oversight. Because the mother is one of the very few people in his orbit who has historically said the quiet part out loud about his relationships. Cut the loudest witness, promote the newest signee. That's a business move dressed up like a family drama. And the loyalty economics land ugliest here. Nevaeh is being asked to trust a system that publicly denies its own outputs. He denies his son with Malone on camera. He denies his engagement to Jaidyn Alexis by ghosting it into a New Year's headline. He has, on the record, treated titles as revocable. She is walking into a system where the title she just received has been proven, repeatedly publicly and with paper, to be exactly as durable as the next stream demands. So what's next? Watch the tone shift by the time Solar Porter's actual birth clip runs. The pregnancy is currently public because it's useful, it's content, it's engagement, it's the story of the year for a Twitch channel that lives on relationship drama. The birth will be public for the same reason. What will not be public until it leaks is the first meaningful stress event. The first argument that doesn't get streamed. The first week Nevaeh doesn't post. Watch the gap between now and September for that gap to open at least once. The wild card is Jaidyn Alexis. She's been quiet through this whole reorg, and the last time she was quiet it was because she was drafting a counter-narrative. Don't be surprised if a specific Instagram post from her lands within 30 days of Solar Porter's arrival. Not a shot, not a subtweet, but a photograph of her own kids with a caption calibrated to remind the algorithm who the first family is. That's the wild card. Timed, aesthetic, silent, and it will do more damage to the girlfriend narrative than any Karlissa Malone livestream could, because Jaidyn's brand is stability. Stability is the thing this story cannot survive being compared to. Once the dust settles on the birth window, the residue is where the real cost lands. Nevaeh's chin tattoo doesn't wash off. Her son now calls a man dad who has, on tape, publicly denied fatherhood of another child. Her pregnancy footage is public property. Her name is now attached to a Porter Jr. that is the second Porter Jr. in the extended family, and the first one, Johnathan Jr., is currently the subject of an active paternity dispute. 5 years from now, when Solar Porter is old enough to Google his own name, this stream is what he'll find. The one where Dad ended his single era between putting on socks and ordering McDonald's. That's the residue, not the wedding, not the breakup, the digital footprint that becomes the kid's inheritance. 3 reads on why this announcement dropped when it did. 1. Genuine feeling accelerated by pregnancy hormones on both sides. 2. Algorithmic timing designed to run interference on the Karlissa paternity denial that was still cycling. 3. A management decision executed inside a business the audience keeps mistaking for a relationship. Pick your read. Tell us which one you're standing on and why. If you worked in the LA streaming ecosystem between his release in November and now, you already know which one of the 3 the industry side of the room is picking. Comments open. We're reading. Court's adjourned on this one for now. The girlfriend title is official. The paper trail says the title is the cheapest thing on the ledger. Solar Porter is coming. The mother is blocked. The fiancé is quiet. And somewhere on a chin in Los Angeles, the word Johnathan is permanent even if nothing else on this timeline is. Hit that like if you rode the whole receipt. Tap subscribe so the next case doesn't slip past. Flip the bell on for the follow-up, because the loop we opened on this one, the 6-month hazing question, closes here. She passed the test he was giving. The question that stays open is whether the test he's giving now is one he ever intends to grade. That's the next case. It's already in research.